New room. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everyone? Bankrupt here, and we're kind of doing our thing where I do a video by myself because I didn't reach out to anybody at our locals. As you can see, I'm in a whole new room, and I got 2 cameras, which is fantastic. I just like the idea of being able to kind of now go from point A to point B and just maybe be a little more creative in the process. I don't know. Let me experiment, I guess. This is an update video, and more or less kind of like what we used to, weekly updates, and I just kind of want to bring that back to some degree. And we got a lot to talk about, but I'm going to do it as quick and as possible. And just so you just kind of a little blip in your day. Nothing too bad if you happen to check it out. I do appreciate it. And like always, just buttons down below. Feel free to click them. They're there for a reason. But let's get into it. So let's kind of start off with what's been happening and why things have kind of slowed down a little bit. And a lot of it's just been breaking down. Like I said, I'm in a new room, got new things set up, and working on newer things, hopefully to benefit the channel to some degree. But also, I've moved upstairs, which is kind of why we have this new setup. And in the process of moving upstairs, kind of doing some work on the house, getting engaged, and just possibly maybe trying other card games in the process. Like I've been playing a lot more Lorcana on the weekend. I'm kind of just a guy who brings starter decks because I don't feel like fully investing into another card game, but I don't mind playing stuff. And also, me and Fluff have been playing Digimon again with a couple of people from our locals. So just kind of, like I said, branching out again, just because the holidays have been happening. We're not really getting together with the locals. We actually didn't even have a locals, and I'll kind of go over that later in this video. But we had new cards release, and I don't think we've touched base on the new cards at all since the last time we did an update video. So all of set 23 was announced. It's actually, some people have the set now. We haven't got ours yet, unfortunately. Hopefully we'll have ours by the official release, which is December 1st, and we can do an unboxing, which would be great. And if not, hopefully whenever we get it, we'll be able to, open it. But no black cards. They kind of just stuck with the idea of the 4 colors, which is, I think is fine. I would have liked to receive some black cards that would support older stuff, because I think that's a great idea. If you're not going to invest in a set like they've done in the past, I think doing that would have been great. But it is what it is. But we got the new promos come out, and I want to talk about only 2 of these promos because I think this is a great idea going in the future. Android 13 Full of Confidence and King Piccolo Aerial Battle. These cards are fantastic because both of their either permanent or activate main, depending on which card we want to go over first, rely on your leader not being a Saiyan card. So, for example, the King Piccolo, permanent if your leader is a non-Saiyan green card, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1 for each green non-Saiyan card in your Z energy and drop. Initially making it a one green energy counterattack in any green non-Saiyan deck, which I think is a great approach. And we've all seen the red decks with everything out there being like, if your leader is red Saiyan, if your leader is red Saiyan. Android 13 Full of Confidence is just activate main for 1 red energy. If your leader is a red non-Saiyan card, your opponent has 2 more energy, you just draw 1 card and play this card from your hand. So it replaces itself for initially 1 red energy, which I think is great. I think this is a great decision going forward, and hopefully we get more cards like this, either future sets or even future promos. That way we kind of continue adding more diversity to our leaders we're already seeing. But this wouldn't be an update video if I didn't talk about the ban list that we had, a couple weeks ago. We're going to start with the big one, which was the leader, set 1 leader Golden Frieza, which, it's been here forever. And a lot of times when they're wording, this leader card has been in competition for a long time since the release of BT1, and has always been the one to eliminate new yellow leaders by incorporating the latest cards. In order to allow more flexibility in deck selection, this card is designated as a banned card now. That means pretty much, hey, let's stop kind of cramming new stuff into this old leader. That way we can help push the product we're trying to release. I mean, yes, it was picking up a lot, I feel like. I don't believe I ever had true problem playing this deck. It was always an annoyance because yellow has a lot of great, we'll say, support when it comes to like just their extra cards and what their abilities can do. But it is great to finally kind of move aside on this leader. It is unfortunate I never really had a chance to truly dive into that leader, but it is what it is. Second, we're going to go into Android 16 Final Wish. This card was banned, which was kind of the Green Gohan way to awaken very quickly. Do I think this kills Green Gohan? No. I think Green Gohan just steps back 1 turn, because this card does, by removing this card, now your opponent has to, or the Green Gohan player has to tap 2 green energy, and I think it's 3 Z energy, and just to play the Z leader. And if you do it on turn 3, you leave 1 open energy to use for your Floodgate, which keep in mind is free with that leader because well, actually I think it's free in general by pitching 2 cards, but if you're using the Gohan leader, you get to draw 1 card, so kind of just pitch 1 card. I think it's what it is. It's been a while since I've played it or even seen it. So I don't think this truly kills it, but it definitely slows the deck down by 1 turn, which I feel like makes it a bit fair. Now I know a couple people in our Discord were Green Gohan players, and they were slightly upset by this. It's understandable. You get comfortable with a deck, and all of a sudden the key piece gets hit. What do you do now? Move on, or do you kind of try to shoot with it? Shooting over to hit the Revoker, which is the next card to hit, and this card only got hit because of Gogeta being more prevalent all of a sudden. A deck that initially allows you to, I don't know what I'm looking at, I'm just looking between the cameras for some reason, but it is the deck that kind of untaps a ton of energy during your end of your turn, potentially during your opponent's turn, and then you're paying 2 to tell your opponent to tap out, is very annoying. Now, Fluff did play Gogeta a lot. Fluff said Hit wasn't a key card for his deck, but whenever he played Hit, he didn't lose. Like, Hit is a card that just guaranteed that he was going to win that game. That was where something got in my eye. But he said that whenever he played Hit, it was guaranteed he was winning the game. I was hit. I got hit by Hit. Fluff played Hit on me once in one of our matches at locals, and it felt really bad. I paid, I don't remember what I was playing, but I paid 1 to play a card, and he's like, all right, cool, Hit, tap your other 2 cards down. And I was like, what do I do? And then the next turn, he just ended up beating me. So, yeah, it is unfair for an old card to get hit because a new deck came out, but that happens in a lot of card games, so it's understandable. Cards got limited. Frieza has finally made the list to set 10 free counterplays. If you have a Unison in play, now Frieza is just a 1 of, which, yeah, I don't see a lot of green Unison decks go around anymore, but when they are played and a Unison is problematic and you can't get rid of it, this card has always been an annoyance, because no matter what you play, you have to make sure you play a card that's threatening enough but doesn't kind of screw you over, because they're going to play Frieza on you. So getting hit, moved down to 1, kind of, I think in my opinion, kills most Unison decks now. Let me know in the comments if you think otherwise, but the reason I would play Unisons a lot of time was to put this card in my deck, or obviously get the free Dormant, but I've gotten accustomed to just paying 1 energy for the Dormant cards now, so this card was kind of like the big reason to play those Unisons. So let me know if you feel like this was justified. I do believe bringing down to 1 is nice, but now I do believe we're going to see less and less Unisons being played. Now, granted, I do know that we're going to get next, I think it is, Z Unison cards. So maybe we'll get new counterplays that go with those Z Unison cards. Like if you have a Z Unison in play, you can play this counterplay for free. Maybe we'll have to wait and find out when it comes out. All right, so moving over to the next card, which is the Son Goku and Vegeta Ultimate Duo. This card's limit 1 as well, and truth be told, this card was really strong for 1 energy. If your leader was a Son Goku or a Vegeta card, both yellow, and you're putting 2 more energy, you can play this card. The key to this card is not only that it was a double strike 20k for 1 energy, but when this card is played, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, negate its skills for turn, and KO it. Doesn't get past barrier, which is fine, but there are a lot of cards, I felt like this happened to me once in one of my matches. The card had a skill that on being removed would proc, but this card goes, no, you're not getting that skill at all. And there are a ton of Goku and a ton of Vegeta decks out there. So initially for 1 energy, you're putting out a lot of potential, a lot of power for that 1 energy. And then if it gets popped, cool, I'll just do it again. And not just that, you could just keep this card on board if your opponent can't get rid of it for some reason. Then you have a 20k double strike, you pay 1 energy, play another 20k double strike right afterwards. So it was good. I do agree knocking it down to 1. Hopefully that allows more flexibility in other yellow decks, much like the Frieza being hit as well. And kind of want to touch base on a few things that were made changes. I think just we all know about this one. Explosive Dance was fixed, so now your opponent can't attack with non-limited cards for turn unless they place any number of Z energy cards in the drop each time. Total X equals a power, yada yada yada. So you have say if you're swinging with a 20k card, you need to remove battle cards from your Z energy that equivalent up to 20k power, and yada yada. I think this is a fantastic floodgate. I'm glad they fixed it. I'm definitely bringing back Prison once we get our cards, at least for 1 locals, because I think that's going to be fun to play this as a 4-up in Prison, which keeps in mind, Prison will search this card out. So super excited for that as well. And then they kind of fix a bunch of other things here and there, like the Drum Evil Henchman. They corrected where it's from your deck on the you play King Piccolo. The Gourmet Battle was adjusted to be your opponent discards one card, then you remove this card from the game. And then we have the SSVG, the Prismatic Radiance, which was fixed that additionally, if there are 3 or more non-black color on black multicolored cards in your energy, add to 1 of your energy to your hand. If you do, add 1 card from your hand to your energy. Or beforehand, I think it was like if there was 4 more colors in your energy, add to 1 energy, yada, yada, yada. So they kind of correct that. So you had to have like a red, black, blue, black, and a green, black, or green, yellow, whatever variety you got going on there. So we're going to talk about what to expect for this week because, like I said earlier, we did have the holidays. If you guys celebrate Thanksgiving or whatever it was, even if you went Black Friday shopping, hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed whatever weekend you may have had. But we didn't have locals because it falls on a Saturday. Our shop is practically table to table covered with all kinds of stuff, so we couldn't really just play there. So things to expect. Hopefully, maybe I'll get a couple of webcam games or untapped games from the guys from our locals, and we'll have put up content that way. I have been kind of doing my breakdowns on the decks I will be hopefully playing to some degree on the channel, both in the archetype form and also in the kind of my take. I've already done one on the Gohan Trunks, which I definitely look forward to playing that. But also I have one about to record later tonight, actually, for either later today or even tomorrow. For the Android 1718, I've already made decks for, I think, both blue decks as well. And I'm going to type those up, kind of get a better grip on how those decks are played to make sure I'm doing it correctly. And if I get a chance to play them, obviously I'll play them first before kind of going over them. Maybe I'll do it as a webcam game. We'll see. I can't guarantee it. It just depends what our locals are available to time-wise. And yeah, that's kind of covers up a lot of things. And like always, I just wanted to say thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoy. And don't forget, there's buttons down below. Feel free to click them. They're there for a reason. And bye.